Hello, welcome in. Besides me just not speaking loudly enough into the mic, we're here and we're going to continue one final moment of clarity. Doesn't mean I would like to finish this game at some point. Just the new year began, new information about my job, new pursuits that I'd like to go after, some interviews setting up, freaking all my hair clips decided to break all at once, so I had to go and purchase new ones, which this is actually pretty cool. I like the clip. It works, and my hair's fresh and clean. We're good to go, and I'm finally using my new phone as my actual legit phone. I do like that it has that little screen on the front so you can see what you're doing. So far, the hinge thing, with it folding and closing, no issues on that part. I'm just mainly scared about leaving this somewhere because I should put a cover on this front screen as well. But in due time. Damn. Riley, how thirsty are you? She's over there just slurping and derping away. Anyways, shake up her water. We can do chitter chatter in the live stream instead. This is just video, so we're just gonna be chopping up stuff. But let's continue, which to preface. We began this game back in December, and for what we were introduced to, we were shocked out of reality with a strange scenery and a character who was pursuing a friendship of kinds with a city girl. Not much else can I really say about the game besides visually beautiful. It's a very interesting 3D modeling for the other reality that we experienced at the beginning. Soothing music. And the interface works. Pretty much we had some click choice adventure options, but other than that, kinetic novel, read it as you go, continuing forth. Let's jump into the game and see why the heck we have a shattered mirror at the beginning, why it's called the final moment of clarity, what even is reality, and who the heck the two characters were talking to, and if this is a metagame, if it's just scary, or if it's like a plot twist where like some other medical trauma happens. Who knows? Onwards! And look, you get quite a few boxes to save in. So we had this moment. I think this is the one. No, this says 14, so this is the later one. Ah, yes. Pretty much at the start of this chapter piece of the game, we had been interacting with the girl, had a great time with her, talked to her, kind of see her perspective of living in a new place that feels isolated. And apparently our character here is a green thumb. I forget their names already. I haven't played this in a while, so we'll jump back and remember their names in a bit. But anyways, I forgot to give her paper back. And the world shatters. The cold pressure of water surrounds me from all sides and fills my lungs. Fish swim around me freely. Well, I mean, the fish now disappears, so I don't know what you're talking about. Again. Oh, there's a fish. Again, I wake to this dream. And so now it's a question of why the heck whoever we are, that we are assuming this is the dream and not the reality. I mean, sure, this looks very abstract, it looks bizarre. But it's then the question of where the story's talking from. Because who knows, this could be a game where we're like a alien person taking information from someone's head. I don't know. Again, I know what I must do. Collect the shards of the mirror. Which I'm assuming. That's kind of helpful. It reintroduces the information, though. A little scared because now it's telling me how to run. It didn't mention that before, to my recollection, but okay. I guess I need to make sure I know how to run. There's stuff that's not cooperating on my side because technology. Okay. Excellent. Oh, never mind. Deny. What are we doing? Let me just strike. Oops. Let me not actually spill all the liquids everywhere. Oh my goodness, I'm just being messy today. Anyways. Lippity-doo. Let me actually put my journal away, which... Actually, like, journaling's been kind of productive to do currently. Especially for, like, putting timelines together. Holy crap. That's something that gets twisted in my brain so often. Future events, easy to recall, but then looking back at events that happened in a span of a month, I can get confused about what happened first. So, thankfully, scribbling it down has put it in a clear, concise pattern. So I do want to find cute stickers to put on the front of this. I mean, it's a beautiful color, but still, it's a little plain for my touch. Okay, you're down there. Itch my eye for the 8th millionth time. Bleh. Better. Okay. So we need to run around, maybe, or it could be for puzzles. I don't know if anything's actually truly chasing us, so it's another scary thing to wonder about. To fish and things. I see the fishers shifting, does that. Oh my goodness, this is... Oi, hello. Ding ding. This bike looks familiar. I don't remember writing it. Yet it's familiar to you for something. Okay. Oh, recollecting someone else's fond memories. Okay. We unlocked a fragment. Okay, I need to use the mouse. But I'm zooming on the TV. Guess I can't go that way. I guess it's glass. Want me to go after the fish? So that was the past area we were in. I'm assuming grab this one. The shifting is tripping me up. Okay. Beach is so relaxing, and that beach ball is halfway into the sand. And again, that musical tone. Which it must be signaling some kind of fond memories or triggering some kind of scare in us. Depending. I guess our characters thought they couldn't make a better sandcastle. Oh, what's that? Um, Can I help you? Should I be worried about that? What is happening? Is that not... what is the sound? I'm scared. I'm concerned. Maybe I go to the mirror? Bye. Can I do something here? No, it does not look like. Whatever broken space thing is over there. Oh, now I can go in here. Oh, you're here. Maybe I don't want to interact with that. Don't mess with big TV screen. Void blobby creature. We're just gonna run upstairs and be like, man, there's a weird program trying to eat my face. Oh god, it's dark. A boat? Oh, there's a shard here. Hey, give me a chance. I'm sorry, the first thing I think about the boat edge and dropping something is the Titanic, the ending scene where she drops that necklace in. I'm like, ah. But to be more serious, maybe it's something that he felt he had to give up. Oh. God, the music keeps getting dramatic as soon as it tells me to go here. But that was really quick to get through, since I could run. Unless it's trying to progress the story a little bit faster. But... space thingy trying to eat me? Hey, oh my god, we just dropped into the water. Okay. Did not realize that was a thing. I didn't even realize that was an area. Okay, to the mirror? Oh, so apparently that creature's supposed to follow us. Except is it supposed to be something bad? Or because we can't recognize what it is, we just make it seem like it's a dangerous thing when it could be a cure to us. Potentially. It's behind us, just swingling about. I mean, we're halfway, so there's only 2 more places to go, and then we find out the truth. Oh. Interesting. So time has definitely passed. I mean, last time we were here, kind of just getting to know them, and now we're totally chill with sitting on the bus with them. I awake to the sound of a moving bus, the dull hum of its engine coursing through me. It is propped up against the gentle, rattling window. I can feel its continuous jostling my glasses. How long have I been here for? Cursory glance around me reminds me of where I am, as well as I'm headed. My classmates are on our way to an elective field trip, and today is going to be an important day. Why so? As we depart from the bus, I can feel and hear the crisp autumn wind air, something blowing, hearing fallen leaves along the ground. Oh, and her outfit's a little bit different too. She didn't have that jacket on last time, right? Yeah, her sweater's different. So, a transition of time from a summertime to autumn. So, months have passed by since our last occurrence in this world. Curious, I'm very intrigued. A change in seasons is made additionally clear by the vibrant reds, oranges, and yellows of what few leaves remain on the nearby trees. I adjust my satchel on my shoulder and wait patiently for the stragglers to finish disembarking. As I continue to wait, I feel a tap on my shoulder. It startles me at first, and I whirl round No other to say that.
Hey, Ollie. Rough bus ride, huh?
I feel like the music's too loud. Like it's soothing, but it's just a little bit too loud over the voices. So let me tweak it a bit.
Oh, hi, Mira. Yeah, I guess you could call it rough. But I sort of fell asleep through it.
Which honestly, that's something I do. As soon as the passing of wheels on a car have a magical way of lulling me to sleep. It's just, it doesn't work when I'm on airplanes. I get stuck awake waiting for the time.
I noticed. Didn't want to wake you up, though. It's common road trip etiquette.
Hey, that's polite. Sure, you want to conversate, but it's like, hey, you're tired, let them sleep. That way, they're not exhausted afterwards. Mira pounced childishly at me, and I tried to suppress the urge to chuckle at it. Instead, I crack a small smile.
Not like it was a real road trip, anyways. No I Spy, no tunes, just the sound of silence.
Which means every day you should have a good chunk of time where you can just sit in silence without hullabaloo or stress or having to think about things or contemplation. It just works. Sure, it doesn't schedule on everyone else's time correctly, but it still can make things relaxed. Oh, I don't need that. Hang on. I'm being distracted. Woo 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 woo. Bless you. My dog just sneezed.
I wouldn't expect much, really. We were trapped in a metal moving death machine on our way to a class trip.
Well, that's a very pessimistic way to look at it.
That's kind of a sucky way to think about it.
I guess difference of opinion. I mean, some people feel like cars are very truly scary, and other people are like, they're totally fine with it. It depends on the mojo.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna affirm to that.
But you know what doesn't suck, though?
Why? Why? I literally thought if you, what doesn't suck and be like the freaking progressive commercials that pop up. I'm sorry, brain. I obviously have just meme brain right now. Our disposition changes to a far more sunny one.
We're buddies!
Okay, that's a really adorable thing. And they're just like, hey, if anything, this trip is gonna go well because we're buddies. Okay, how is this cord all tangled? Seriously, where are you going? Where is this cord even at? Hold on. Okay, cord, how are you all tangled? Please, save my soul. Peace and love and joy. Can this cord just stop getting tangled with my stuff? Okay, proceed. And let me itch my leg. Where?
Huh?
I guess you didn't know we were buddies?
I know we're buddies, Mira. We have been for months.
No. I mean, yes, I know that. But that's not what I'm talking about.
Best buddies then?
We're buddies for this field trip.
Even better, having your best friend as your buddy on trips. Excellent. With a flourish, she suddenly links her arm with mine. I cough, often sputter for a moment, struggling to process what she means. She wants to get closer with you.
Mira, what are you talking about?
A silly goose.
You seriously don't remember?
I mean, it clearly looks like we lost months of our memories, if we're assessing this correctly. She gestures vaguely with her free hand as she tries to coax the memories back into my brain.
You know, we're taking the boring elective for our degrees.
The boring elective? And she sees the blank look on my face. She keeps going.
When the professor said we'd be going to the aquarium, you agreed to pair up with me. Because I said there was a huge chance of me getting super duper bored.
At an aquarium? Oh, do you not like seeing jellyfish? Like, the jellyfish area of an aquarium is majestic. And I mean, you get to see the sea snails. If they have a sea cucumber, it'll be fun. But anyways, I guess Mira's not into the what is it, the heart of the ocean? Truth be told, I can't recall making those plans at all. But the longer Mira looks so expectantly at me, the less am I to disappoint. I'm like, sure.
Right. Right. I remember now. Silly me.
I'm pretty sure she's gonna catch on because that was a long time to recollect. As I stumble over my words, Mira squeezed my arm reassuringly. This only makes my flourishment worse. I can feel my face burning up. She's so close now. I can faintly smell her perfume. Does she not understand the correlation? The doki doki of my heart? I mean, to what we're assessing, Mira's character so far is color coordinated, pretty, an artist that we remembered from seeing earlier. She had a passion for decorating flowers. She was willing to listen to our character ramble a bit. And she was a bit homesick because she used to have a cat that was named Ollie as well. So, I mean, we don't see any bad traits about her besides maybe getting a little bored too easily, maybe having scattered brain. And the aquarium bit, she did say she was gonna get bored, so she's not more inclined to quiet settings by herself, but she's more city life, hustle and bustle, which has good and bad, just depending on the context of the situation. And now, so I can stop rambling, proceed.
Oh, I get it. You're worried about the aquarium. One of those fellas with thalassophobia, maybe. That's fine, Ollie. If you get scared, you can hold my hand.
Now I'm just realizing we just had that dream, which, I mean, some of it did technically appear as an aquarium. Because there was glass over an area, there was a TV, there was the fish, but we had a boat as well. But still, there was elements of the aquarium in that dream. But other points, there was still a lot of confusion. But again, the subconscious mind is a enigma. But what the heck is thalassophobia? Let's look that up in our handy dandy. Technically, this is a notebook. Let's look up phobias. Let's look up some phobias. Let's look up some phobias. What's a phobia? Ooh, let's see if I can say it. Thalassophobia. It literally spelled the last phobia. Let's try that again. Thalassophobia. Now to put dystopia. Thalassophobia. Come on. Hey, there you go. It got it. It got it. Quiet. I'm trying to read. Thalassophobia is a fear of deep water. Which, I mean, the dream did have us dive into deep water technically as well and being submerged. Curious that you bring this up. Because then it's a question of, are these events happening chronologically, or is this a whole mess of events that are converging on each other? Maybe. Interesting little phobia. Never knew about it before. Now we know how to say it, so hey. Educational. Let me wipe my screen because actually, let me wipe the screen because I have lotion on, and so everything gets smudged so impeccably grossly. Yes, I know some people are cringing at me not actually using the proper material to clean, but frankly, it is what it is. I can't worry about my actions too much. I may be messy, but I take care of my stuff. Why am I having this conversation? To do that. Ding. And let's appreciate the background music too. Okay, enough appreciation. What?
I. You. w- We're.
He has clearly some shy boy tendencies.
Ollie, slow down. Breathe. The fish can't hurt you. They're gonna be in glass.
As I attempt to breathe deeply, I end up coughing, to which Mira pats me on the back. I hope beyond hope that she won't try to do the Heimlich maneuver on me or something crazy. Last thing I need is her to wrap her arms around me right now. I think I'd melt, or disintegrate, or perish entirely. Maybe all three. We could do all three. When I regained my composure, I finally tried to string together a comprehensible series of words.
Yes.
Bravo, one word.
Yes, what?
Yeah, what are you saying yes to what? That you want her to hold your hand?
I mean, thank you. Yes, this is happening. We're buddying up so you won't be bored. And I remember saying we'd do that, and everything is fine.
You're really trying to wrap this up. I get it, you're a flustered, shy boy, but all she was trying to do is offer you support. Nice save, nice save. Mara does a fist pump at her newfound victory.
Woohoo! Attaboy! That's the spirit.
The shouts of encouragement draw some stares from our fellow students, which will only add to the smoldering dumpster fire of mortification brewing in my brain. I can't complain though. She just looks so pretty when she's happy, and that makes me happy too. Oh, just simple, just want people happy with each other. When the professor gives us a orientation, I'm already consumed by own thoughts. My usual attempts at attentiveness have completely overshadowed as I glance down at Mira, still holding onto my arm, making a doki doki of the heart. Her friendship has done a lot for me. When I'm with her, I don't worry as much about every little thing. The comforting isolation I usually revel in pales to comparison to just how bright she makes my world. Which definitely speaks to the whole contrast of the brightness of the images and we shall return. Fragments. Which apparently we've seen now half of the fragments that we're going to have. Which we got castle. In and out, in and out. The waves break upon the shore like a soothing lullaby for my ears. I blink sleepily into the reflection of the sun on the horizon. Despite the cacophony of seagulls overhead, I can pinpoint Mira's soft murmuring to my left and Poppy's enthusiastic responses. So this is the first time I'm seeing Mira's name mentioned, but who is Poppy? Poppy has already been mentioned during the warmth of winter. My eyes widen as I see the results of their effort. Highly detailed sandcastle with tightly packed towers and one crab sentinel, desperately trying to escape its station. Unless, of course, the creature that keeps following us is Poppy, and Poppy is potentially someone that is no longer in our life, or an imaginary person. And see? I have to keep reminding myself that Poppy's helmet is dense. She has knee pads and elbow pads on. It'll be fine if she falls. Luckily, pushing the bike and trying to give instructions on how to pedal at the same time is enough to preoccupy my mind. That and the sounds of Poppy's giggles and shrieks and, "Let's go, Papa." Unless, of course, this story is us falling in love with Mira and having a child, and then Poppy is a child that may have been lost, and now this is our mind unraveling? Because again, this Poppy is being mentioned and saying, "Let's go, Papa." I can kind of take some hints that maybe first-time parents and something bad happens. Here we go. We have some more. As I lean over the railing and stare into the depths of those dark, sloshing waters, my stomach drops. I am both mesmerized and horrified by the way I cannot see past the constant shifting of surface. Suddenly, the ocean seems so large, an all-consuming void that eats light and spits out a barrage of sound that slaps our small boat around as it pleases. And I, "Careful there, son. You get splashed leaning that far over." Could detail our mindset of a abyss, a void that consumes everything, or it could be us reflecting back to an event that happened. Maybe. But let's continue. Her smile really is like the sun, warming my heart and casting light onto the finer things in life. It makes life a little richer and that much more pleasant. It's like photosynthesis, but for my soul. You know what? We've known each other for a while now. Pretty much every day with her has been a pleasant one. If she makes my life that much more worth living, why don't I make her a bigger part of it? Wow. Curious. I really thought he was a shy boy, but then He's really contemplating that. Why don't I just ask her out? Will it though? Because it's a matter of how some people feel about total rejection. Because if you think one thing, the other person doesn't think the same thing, can't really connect properly. Ah. What if it isn't? Still, we have the guts to even think about it, and we feel like she's worth it, even with the risk. Her fiery spirit is definitely rubbing off on me. You be heard, dork, though. You're going to ask her, oh, dang, that's gonna happen by the end of this trip? The professor's orientation comes to a close as I finally make my resolution. We're all handed forms to fill out, and we're all told to take out the small notebooks we were asked to bring along with us. Well, I mean, you can still learn by drawing if that's your first method of knowledge. So it's not bad.
A picture is worth 1,000 words after all. If Michelangelo could do it, so can I.
Well, don't knock it till you try it. To the aquarium. A wave of air conditioning washes over us as we step into the aquarium's main court. I can barely hold back the shiver. The mirror hardly seems to notice the change in temperature. Groups of our peers who have followed an assignment begin to divide and disperse, presumably to venture into their assigned exhibits. Before I know it, Mira and I are left alone to stand in front of the aquarium map, plastered to a board at the center of the room. Mira squints at the exhibit listed off to the side for a moment before clapping her hands resolutely.
All right, let me refresh your memory, since you're already forgetting a ton of stuff today.
Hurtful, but fair.
We're supposed to be hunting down a topic for a research paper on marine wildlife. It's due in a week or two, so we've got to hunt down our muse Toot Sweet.
Is it a week or two? Because you're saying one or the other. To write a research paper in school, depending on what needs to be researched and how much you need to research. That sounds like a very small window of time to do this. I raise an eyebrow.
Toot sweet?
Toot, toot, toot.
It's a French expression. It means right away, you know? Pronto, rapido, post haste.
Oh, well, in that case, you're right. Let's locate our subject, Toot Sweet, then.
And down to look at the exhibit list as well. There are at least a dozen to choose from, but I'm the first to admit to myself that I don't want to wander around longer than necessary. After a little deliberation, I managed to narrow the choice down. What should I recommend we go to first? Doing a choice. I gesture at the label inscribed with tide pools to draw Mira's attention towards it.
What about here?
What are we going to learn about tides?
Oh, Ollie!
What? Or just like,
It's like you read my mind. I was just thinking about asking to go see the tide pools.
oh, look at that. Two minds think alike. I mirror her smile as best I can, rubbing the point of impact to slight ease the aching brewing there. I'm not allowed to dwell on that long. Mira wraps her arm around me and leads me off to the direction of the tide pools. Her strides are certain, and even I have a little trouble keeping up pace.
You must be really excited for this, huh?
I mean, you want to get this research paper done.
Yep. I've always wanted to touch an anemone.
Anemone! It's not the worst thing to touch. If anything, it just is going to lay there. When we finally reach the tide pool exhibit, I'm a little surprised to see the turnouts mostly of young children and their chaperones. Looks like our class wasn't the only group here on a field trip. It's just our luck, too. Spaces are occupied by clusters of children, gleefully running around and putting their fingers across the backs of creatures. For the most part, they're quiet and well-behaved. I breathe a sigh of relief before pointing out a few tanks that are already swarmed.
Let's go over there. I wouldn't want to interrupt anyone.
I mean, a good lesson of waiting in line, patience.
Yeah, I agree.
But hey, we'll go mind our business. By the time we've successfully bobbed and weaved between the other exhibit goers, Mira's already rolling up her sleeves. She kneels down next to the touch tank and beckons me to do the same. I peer down the shallow water, fully intrigued by what I see. Anemones, small fish, mollusks, starfish all cohabit in an enclosed, open-faced pool containing colorful rocks and pebbles of myriad of shapes and sizes. Mira, already elbow-deep in the filtered water, notices me staring at the little creatures within.
What are you waiting for, Ollie? Don't be shy. Stick your hand in and grab an anemone.
Should I be grabbing it or just touching it? I shake my head, still gripping the rim of the glass.
No, thank you. I'm content to just watch.
Come on.
Why? If you just wanted to watch, we could have gone to a different exhibit. They're called touch tanks for a reason.
Not everyone wants to touch the fishes.
I'd just rather not.
Ma, don't you want to impress Mira for ya? He pauses for a moment.
Would you rather touch a starfish? They're a bit less alien looking, if you've got a preference for that.
I mean, the starfish isn't going to hurt you. Now it's my turn to pause as I begin to consider our offer. Touch it.
You know, I never really liked the idea of these touch tanks in general.
Oh, come on, where's the spirit?
How come?
Well, they're great for educational purposes. I just can't ever be sure if...
If?
Actually, never mind. It's kind of silly.
What?
No, go on. I promise I won't think it's silly or dumb or stupid.
All right. I just can never be sure if the critters like being touched.
I mean, that's a fair point. The touch tanks are there for education, but are we really pestering them or giving them trauma to deal with every single time we come up on them?
I've always been sort of averse to it.
Hey, it's a legit reason.
I know I'd be really unhappy if I was trapped in a tank, constantly poked and prodded all the time.
Mira hums thoughtfully for a moment before leaning over, looking at a placard posted in front of the tank.
First of all, Ollie, that is not silly at all. Second of all, you might want to look at this.
What, is it going to disprove me? She points to a particular entry inscribed on the placard.
See this? In the trivia section, it says that the anemones have no brain.
But therein lies the fact of, does the brain, the body, the soul, the mind, the spirit kind of deal? And even if it doesn't have a brain, it still is alive in some form, capacity, so it should have, in any case, the freedom to do what it likes.
The likelihood that they feel pain is slim to none. As for the starfish...
Mira's gaze slowly scans over the rest of the trivia entries.
They also lack a centralized brain, but they've got complex nerves, so they can feel by touch. And they can see light, shape, and motion with their little eyes. Aww.
Where the heck are starfish's eyes? When she's done reading all the trivia, she looks back to me.
My point is, they're not really sentient, Ollie. So you've got nothing to worry about when it comes to their discomfort.
But we have trapped them in a tank that they have no capability of escaping from. I mean, did you not watch Finding Nemo? Finding Dory?
As long as we don't have some weirdo coming in and ripping apart the starfish for fun, they'll be fine. They're well taken care of here.
That was a very detailed, scary image to have. Thank you, Mira.
I suppose.
Tried to shrug off my own discomfort, but despite the effort, my brow still furrows with apprehension.
I'm just not really partial to keeping wildlife cooped up for human amusement, you know?
I mean, in a way it is amusement, in a way it's education, and it's a way people to understand that besides just fish that live in the ocean, the sea, there's many other creatures that cohabit the location.
Yeah, I get that.
Mira wipes her wet arm off on her dress before leaning against the edge of the tide pool and resting her head in her hands. A bit of contemplation of what to do.
Personally, I just love being able to engage with it all. It's like a whole other world, made accessible to regular people who love to learn.
Yeah, because think about it. Aquariums are essentially there if you have no access, no means to go to the ocean, go on site to see these kinds of creatures.
And we really do have a lot to learn from these creatures. They're so pretty and vibrant, filled with life and personality.
Truly do they? Because you just told me that they have no brain, no sentience.
It's a great source of inspiration. One of my best works was even based on a clownfish.
What? A clownfish? You've painted, drawn a clownfish? He presses her down on her nose with one finger, imitating the sound of a clown horn. Oh, I'll be like, ah, ah.
Hunk
I snicker at the silly display.
You know what? I can get behind that. It's admirable to want to learn from animals. I learn a lot from plants, so the concept isn't exactly a far cry from familiarity for me.
See, and they're able to bond this way over their different views and perspectives in life.
But fish in particular tend to be a bit unsettling.
I mean, they are wiggly, squirmy, scaly, slimy, and the fact of they could put your fingers in their mouth.
I don't like how they seem to stare at me. Even the little guys in this tank have been still for an uncanny period of time. I'm sure of it.
And just gaze into my eyes. I'm a little fish.
Aw, Ollie, they're probably just interested in you. It's not every day they see a scaleless, four-eyed flesh giant roaming around.
I mean, yeah, we are giants compared to them. So she just called us Four Eyes.
Mira, if we're going off of logic based on novelty, I don't see why they wouldn't just stare at you instead.
Damn, Ollie, damn, that was just a smooth little flirt you got.
I'd hazard a guess that you're the prettiest, most vibrant thing in the whole aquarium right now.
Oh my gosh, Ollie, calm down. With the words said, I swear I see Mira's face redden to a tomato. She freezes in place for a moment, opening her mouth and closing it in rapid succession as she tries to piece together what I said.
What? You?
Oh, this is cute. He had his stuttering moment earlier, now she has it. Precious.
I'm sorry. Did I say something wrong?
Ollie, please. You're literally with the goal in mind to ask her out. This would have been the perfect opportunity.
No, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh. Ah. She quickly stands, shoving her face into her sleeves, trying to stifle a sniffle. Though muffled, I can hear her making a noise halfway between a...
Are you sure you're okay?
Oh yeah, she's totally peachy fine.
Peachy Keen.
Funny, peachy. And she says peachy. Okay.
Mira? You can use your inside voice.
Well, Mr. Smooth Talker, you got her into a tizzy.
Hey, Ollie, is it hot in here or is it just me?
It's just you.
Let's go. Let's go look at some more fish and change the topic.
Oh.
If you say so, Mira. Whatever will help you calm down. Your face is all pink.
Oh. Mira sputters in protest, but can form no coherent argument to contrary. Instead of trying, she robotically steps away from the tide pool and out the door of the exhibit.
Let's go, Oliver.
I shake my head, licking my tongue with a light-headed reproach as I follow after her. We return to the exhibit court. Fortunately for me, is relatively devoid of people. I take out my notebook, begin to write a few observations about the marine wildlife that we've seen, only to be interrupted by Mira tapping me on the shoulder.
So?
So?
Eh?
What now, Ollie?
I mean, look at more research topics.
What do you mean?
Well... Mira timidly puts her hands behind her back and begins to rock back and forth on her heels. Rah.
I was just thinking. We've been to those little exhibits, right? And they're great, don't get me wrong.
But...
just wondering, do you want to?
What?
Go to one of the larger aquatic showcases?
Is that what she was thinking, or is Ollie just being oblivious?
Let me think.
I take off my glasses and pretend to clean them, watching as Mira stares on with bated breath. Her bright eyes are keenly trained on me when I put my glasses back on and look at her with a serious expression on my face. The stern facade is ruined when I crack a small smile.
Of course, Mira. I don't see why not.
He's just like, let me play on this a little.
Yes! Let's hurry. I don't want the professor to notice we're wandering around too much.
Can't be like, we're totally on task. No. Before can he blink, Mira's already grabbed me by the collar and pulls me off in the direction of the bigger spot of the aquarium map. Ooh, the killer whale exhibit. Our arrival at the exhibit is a quiet one. We slip in unnoticed by the other visitors, making sure to avoid the sanctity of the place.
Oh my god!
Her voice is low, barely above a whisper. Even her exuberance is tempered as she stares, completely awestruck at the sheer scale of the tank in front of us. A giant glass wall stands as the main centerpiece of the room, the only divider between us and the innumerable tons of water on the other side. Just beyond the pane lies an habitat that's a far cry from artificial. From where Mira and I stand, the whole thing looks and feels like it stretches on for miles. We're just two observers of a vast, deep blue mosaic of oceanic life, witnesses to a near-perfect imitation of nature's most studied and least understood masterpiece.
Wow. Just wow.
I mean, stare at it in awe, the impressive feat of both replicating environments that are truly not fully researched, and even the ingenuity to figure out how to create an aquarium space that is capable of holding back all this water and keeping it well circulated and healthy for a creature to live inside of it. Wow.
Agreed.
Second of silence passes between us as we take it all in.
I wasn't expecting this town to have, well, you know.
Prestige? Is that what you're trying to say? Mere gestures to the room at large, unsure what words to end her sentence with. Despite this, I can understand her sentiment perfectly.
We've allotted a surprising amount of funding towards stuff like this. Wildlife research, conservation, the whole 9 yards.
Doesn't mean if your town doesn't have to worry about funding other things like your police, certain building projects and things, you can fund it for more nature.
It's one of the things I love most about this place.
Benefits are stacking up.
It almost makes me wish I brought my camera with me.
I mean, for most part, there's not a lot of flash photography you can do in these places. If anything, she could draw it for memory's sake. God, why my itchy stop? I look perplexed at her.
Don't you have your phone?
But your phone's camera and having a camera quality, there's a difference.
I mean, yeah, but it's not the same. The photo quality on it isn't that great.
Which I'm amazed that you being a city gal, your phone's not the high-end tech.
If I want to take a picture of something like this, I want to capture every detail I can. It's got to have feeling. If the picture turns out grainy, it loses the feeling.
Well, yeah, because it's not envisioning it through the lens of an eye, rather a copy of it.
Hmm.
I guess Ollie's the kind of person who does take pictures with his phone and be like, it'll do.
Why don't you just draw it then?
There you go, look at that.
Like, right now?
Why not? I mean, you could use it for a research paper on killer whales. Take the time to take in the details and make it happen.
Of course. There's no time like the present, and no reason why you shouldn't. After all, a very wise person once told me that a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Look at that, the conversation. Coming back to the very start, I love it. To emphasize my point, I playfully nudge at Mira's shoulder.
And if Michelangelo could do it, so can you, right?
He's not realizing he's doing all the steps to be such great boyfriend material right now, so this would be a perfect time to ask her. I really hope he gets to ask her.
Oh, you're so right.
Her trademark smile returns in full force as she gets her sketchbook and pen.
You know what? When I get home, I think I'll bring in some Van Gogh vibes too. Splash some watercolor on this page to really set the tone. What do you think?
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I'm not much of an artist myself, so I couldn't tell you. But I trust that whatever you decide will look fantastic.
Look at that, complimenting her and supporting her.
Fantastic art, made with help from a fantastic muse.
Oh,
Fantastic muse?
now it's your turn to be blushy.
I'm talking about you.
I mean, I could infer that. I wasn't expecting it.
I mean, you turned her words back to her and gave her the motive.
I'm flattered. Thank you.
Oh.
No problem.
Following loan, the conversation is filled by the sound of Mira's tools against paper. Glance over her shoulder once or twice to see what she's working on. It's hard to pick out the details in the blue light. Hooray, the exhibit. Hey. The soothing sound of that water in the background are making me a little nappy poo. Small shadows cast by passing fish make my quest no easier, so I quickly resign myself to my fate. I won't know what Mira's drawing until she shows me, I suppose. I'm definitely stalling. Okay, so you're at least thinking about it too. Come on, dude. Let's do it. It's now or never, Oliver. Chance you've been waiting for. Already decided to take the risks, so just do it already.
Hey, Mira.
Hmm?
Suddenly I feel as if something caught my throat. I cough a little to try and clear it, to no avail.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Come on, let's see you do it. Don't be scared.
There was something I wanted to ask you, if that's all right.
Oh, go for it. I'm all ears.
It just feels like it would work. Please tell me this works. I'm scared that something's gonna happen. Stay cool. Home stretch, Oliver. Just say what you need to say. Would you like to go out, Mira?
Would you want to do this again sometime?
Not quite. You're missing the mark of the words you need.
What? Go on a field trip?
No.
Sort of. I mean, not exactly. I meant pairing up again and going somewhere nice, like this. Just the two of us, and not for a school thing.
You're getting closer, but still, you just need to go on a date. To go personally hang out. You're still not quite hitting the mark.
A date?
Oh. Why do you look disappointed in that?
Huh?
Unless she's annoyed that we didn't say the word a date?
You're asking me on a date, right?
Do you want to go on a date with me?
Yeah. You can say no. By the way, I won't mind. I'm sorry if this came out of left field. I just really wanted to.
Well, why are we being shushed? Is she getting focused on her art and not going to answer our question?
I've got to think.
Think. Think about the date, or if you would like to say yes?
Right, right.
Okay. That's more contemplation. The other face made me a little concerned. Like, wait, is she just trying to figure us out? I managed to stop myself before I prattle on too much longer. Mira's pause, though only momentary, feels like it stretches out for eternity. My heart slowly picks up the pace until I can feel my pulse reaching a fever pitch inside my skull. Ah! I don't realize I'm holding my breath. It's too late. But by then, my attempts to correct it are limited, skipping, shuddering gasp. It's not loud enough for Mira to hear, yet to me, the struggle is obvious and inescapable. Asking a simple question made me feel like I was bungee jumping off the edge of a moving roller coaster. Is this what love sickness is? Those dizzying seconds before anticipation and pining. Well, could be the start of love sickness, or a fixation, or even the realization of making a change. Right now, her answer is the most important thing in the world. I know it's irrational, but the Earth itself could stop moving on its axis, and I wouldn't mind one bit. Please tell me it's not going to jump the screens before we get an answer. I'm going to be so pissed if it suddenly does the crack screen again right before we get an answer. Oh, smiling. Good answer. She beams at me, reminding me of all the few seconds have passed. It might just be a trick of the mind, but something in my heart tells me she's yearning too. Her eyes twinkle with equal parts of amusement and delight as she finally opens her mouth to reply.
I'd love that, Ollie.
Oh, yay, we get a good answer. Ah! And then you go crack screen. Oh, we're back in the grassy area, all right. So what's happening? Back again. The familiarity of the dream is comforting. Yet I can't help but feel like a part of me is screaming at what I see. I do not understand why, but I know completing the mirror will help. So again, I search for fragments of the mirror and whatever bungling creature is behind us. Fragments of myself. Ghostly creature, it's not here. We see something back here. What? It turns gray as soon as I walk towards it. Weird. Okay. Well, time to run. Nothing here, so over to this side. Oh. It looks like something happened to the beach. Things are crashed. And destruction. And no creature, so I guess to this side. Oh, everything is gray. We have half the mirror here. And notably from the beginning of the game is those flowers here. So what should we be finding in this kitchen? I don't see any fragments. Oh, is this something? Outside? Okay. Just gonna run around outside. What is scary music? Why am I going? Oh, wait, why is there? Jesus, what was that music? Can I go in the water? I mean, absolutely terrifying to go in the water, but sure, let me just go up this hill. God, what is this? Wait, it's walking up to us. Is that a good thing? Is it gonna affect me? Anyways, besides creature thing in front of me, Mira and I love going fishing when we stay in this cabin. Except when do you go to this cabin? Should I be worried about that thing? Oh, it does follow me. Never mind. Let's leave. Okay. Whoa. As Mira prepares for the show, I watch the store. So we must have had an entire life with this person. Because the details we're receiving, we had a child, ghost thingy is coming after us. Can you just let me read? I'm just getting scared. Anyways. This is what I feel, but at the same time, what is the store? Both cannot be true. Time to run away. I don't know, can we leave? No, I can't. Oh no, where do I go? The thingy is after me. I don't like this. What am I doing? I have to find other fragments. Apparently this thing that's chasing after me. Where is it? I can hear it. Where are you? I'm scared. I don't like this. Go away. It makes life very difficult to function, so let's just run away from that. What do I need to be doing now? Oh, there's a big old thing up here. Hello. Okay, this must be something of an importance. Why is there a giant... Is that a whale? A whale. Feels important. Go to the mirror, strange voice. Okay, can I go to the mirror now? Where's that thing? Can I drop down? Wait, which way do I need to go? This way. To the mirror! Feel something wrong as I press forward into the mirror. Maybe another night will bring clarity. We're nearly complete with this mirror. I have my speculations of what the heck is happening. But still, it could be a lot of imagination as well.
Wake up!
Who's calling our name? A voice. Harsh and unfamiliar managed to rouse me from my slumber.
Hey, can you hear me?
Is this a taxi? My eyes dart around the inside of the taxi, man. Car suddenly comes to a halt, jostling both me and the belongings I'm leaning on so precautiously against.
I said wake up. This is your stop.
My bad, my bad.
If you stay snoozing in here, I'm gonna have to charge you extra.
Man, I am just trying to get back to reality.
Oh my, I'm so sorry. How much is it that I owe you again?
Don't ask them that. You just look at the tab number.
You'll see the price on the app. It's charged straight to your card.
I nod, trying my best to feign knowledgeability, like, oh, of course.
Apologies. I'm not used to dealing in credit. In the country, I mean, where I'm from. Sometimes checks, but very rarely.
Checks? Man, you were in the past.
Well, welcome to the city, mate. Rule number 1 is not to overshare with strangers.
Are there any other rules I should know about?
Snorts indignantly as he readies himself to put his keys back into the ignition. My bad.
Rule number 2, personal space. Get out of people's cars when they tell you to.
And that is a good thing to learn.
And is there a third rule?
Not that he might want to tell you.
Out. Now.
His clip tone immediately shifts me to high gear, providing me with all the energy and motivation I need to open my door and depart.
Thank you for the ride. Have a good day.
So why are we in the city now? I can hear the driver grumbling to himself, even as the taxi begins to speed down the street. Is everyone in the city like this? With a bit of effort, I manage to shake off the way of thinking. What a terrible generalization to make. Surely not everyone in the city is so brusque. I know, because Mira isn't like that. She invited me here, especially for our first date. Then there must be some good to be seen in this place. Speaking of, where is she? It's 1:15 and I've neither hide nor hair of her. I clutch my bag, thankfully for the many layers of clothing I've worn to help defend myself against the biting chill. Compared to where I grew up, this place already seems more bleak. The absence of plant life is enough to set me on edge. The absence of real warmth. That's what really does it for me. Oh, Oliver, don't be so pessimistic. Just as I'm about to resign myself to stewing my thoughts, I'm interrupted by...
Ollie!
Ollie! I mean, your jacket's different. Is it just your sweater has a collar now? So now from autumn to winter is what I'm assuming the time difference? I'm startled at the sound, still holding my bag close. A cursory glance around reveals the source of the noise. Mira running towards me as fast as she can down the sidewalk. As if by a ray of sunshine, I can already feel my temperament rising again. I look Mira up and down when she finally approaches, slightly amused by the number of layers that we've both decided to wear.
Looks like we both dressed to impress.
Sure did. Gets awfully chilly around here.
Mira takes a deep breath.
Didn't want to get hypothermia. You'll have to excuse me.
She stands there, panting from exertion with her hands on her knees.
Did you run all the way here? Mira, you didn't have to.
She was excited to see you. The single gloved, shakily raised index calls me to silence as Mira recuperates. It's only a few seconds for her to regain her composure. A deep breath, she finally straightens up again.
I definitely did. It took forever to get ready, and I would have been beside myself if I were late.
I mean, it's understandable. You really don't want to be late for things that you're very excited about.
You should take your time for these things. It's not that urgent.
But it's urgent for her.
Oh, yeah? You were on time, weren't ya? I needed to get ready and be here punctually, too. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Oh,
Well, if it's any consolation, your efforts in getting ready really paid off. You look great.
he is so complimentary. Thank you. The slightest hint of blush begins to creep onto Mira's face. She manages to stay composed, but try and keep herself that way. She reaches up and wraps a thin strand of hair around her finger and begins to fidget with it.
You look amazing too. Just as handsome as you always are.
Aww. Coming with words to respond is a task I'm even remotely ready for. Mira and I both stand there, processing the compliments as well as one can with such short notice. A second of flustered silence passes between us before Mira snaps back into the present.
Oh man, look at what we're doing, standing so close to the curb. Get away from there, Ollie. You don't want to get hit.
A little terrifying.
Oh my.
At Mira's behest, we both step away from the street. She links her arms around mine as always and begins leading me down the walkway.
With the possibility of vehicular manslaughter accounted for, we can talk about other cool stuff, like our date.
Oh, so is this supposed to be a first date, or maybe... No, it doesn't feel like a first date. They must have had a few so far.
The possibility of...
Yeah, just ignore that. Just ignore that.
You know what? Never mind. Continue.
Proceed on to happier topics.
Since you took me out to the Plaza when we first met, I thought it would be really nice to show you around my old stomping grounds.
Oh, that's cute.
There's a mall nearby that's, well, kind of near and dear to my heart, as materialistic as it sounds.
Well, I mean, you've probably spent a lot of time there.
I wanted to share that with you. We can walk and talk, maybe get something to eat, and get you some souvenirs.
A fine little date idea. She flashes me a wink as she pats the pocket of her coat.
I even brought some art supplies. I'll want to get some pictures, but I thought it would be nice to immortalize some things and drawings too. It'll be like a tidy little scrapbook.
Aw.
You really thought this through.
She dressed to impress. She set up a date to impress.
It's our first date. I wanted to be as prepared as possible.
Oh, it is the first date. Oh, wow. Okay, so apparently she went all out. I laugh quietly to myself at her difference, though I understand completely. Not exactly the shining example of tranquility myself.
That's not a bad thing. I'm just glad one of us knows what we're doing here.
Gift just like fumbling around in the dark.
The city is kind of intimidating, I'll admit. I'm definitely out of my depth, so
Lead the way?
having you help and plan so much is a huge relief.
Aw. Actually, let me move this out the way, pardon. Me.
Oh, Ollie.
Oh, Ollie. Her tone and expression both soften in unison as she reaches for my hand, taking it gently in hers.
That's what I'm here for. We've got to look out for each other.
Ow. If our fingers intertwine and our spirits high, the walk to the strip mall is a breeze. Conversation and anecdotes are exchanged nearly endlessly as we go, completely altering my sense of passing time. The journey could be taking anywhere from 5 to 5 hours, but I'm none the wiser. Trading words with Mira offers all the entertainment I could possibly ask for. When we finally arrive, Mira's at the peak of an impassionate story. Though we're missing some content. I mean, this is the first date. So somehow they decided upon meeting in the city. Though why exactly is Mira in the city already and we drove out here? Why didn't we drive out together? And even the fact neither one of us are presenting any of the stereotypical nervousness of taking a date. All of us collectively are chill about this, so I feel like we're missing some pieces of what's happening here. And especially time has passed. Because when we asked her out, it was autumn and now it's winter. So, which is real and which is not? Every second of this game makes me question reality.
And that's when I was like, man, at this point, you should just get rid of it. It was so bizarre to me.
Maybe a monkey's paw? Eh? Oh. We have 3 different things. We don't even know the conversation bit. I mean, the first 2 I find a little too unbelievable in this story. Doesn't mean a chimpanzee is a pet. I mean, it's not Curious George and then Heist. We're not in Ocean's 8. The silly string perhaps could be this story. Though how much of this choice is going to affect? I'm curious. And I don't have the ability to save now, so I guess silly string it is.
Hey, wait.
Wait.
I think we're here.
It just skipped over that. Did that even give me an answer? Mira looks a bit startled besides knowing the layout of the city like the back of her hand.
Oh,
Well, I mean, you're talking and having a great time and then suddenly, oh look, you're here at your destination.
it looks like we are. I hadn't even noticed.
Just having a great time with each other.
Time majorly got away from us, huh?
That's a good first date.
Well, you know how the saying goes. Time flies when you're having fun.
Again, smooth talker Ollie.
That's true. I got so wrapped up in chatting that to me, we sort of just fast traveled here.
Boo-doo-doo.
Same. Though I guess in my case, that's a good thing.
That way we would not have been lost.
If I hadn't been absorbed in what you were saying, I'd have ended up intimidated by all the tall buildings.
Oh, I mean, should you really be getting intimidated by the tall buildings when you've lived in the countryside with tall trees?
You get used to them after a while.
Well, especially for the fact that technically very tall buildings sway in high wind, which is a very terrifying thought that they technically have to shift and shuffle to function. After a while. Right now I'm having a hard time visualizing many reasons why I would want to stick around here for quite as long of a time. Now isn't the time to ruminating through. I choose to keep my commentary to myself in favor of gesturing towards the entrance of our destination, the mall.
I guess the only way to find out is through immersion therapy. Shall we?
Interesting we talk about therapy for a moment.
Yes, let's.
With that, we finally proceed to the storefronts Mira loves so much.
We're here! It feels like it's been forever since I got to visit.
I do have to appreciate that they use the background and the perspective changes to make things very big or very small. That way it's not two-dimensional, it feels more 3D, the space. Though not entirely new to me, the modern nanities of this place are unmistakable. I could hardly mask my fascination with the way the stores seem to, so similar from the outside, yet somehow maintain their differences. There's also a sort of sterility to the walkway nearby. Far cry from the countryside or even other parts of the city that I've seen so far. It's plain to me that the owners of the shop here take meticulous care to present themselves as flawlessly as possible.
Whew. I could see why you like this place. It's very high class.
It's fancy.
Oh, you haven't seen the half of it. This isn't even close to the real classy venues. I once drove by another mall that was as big as a football stadium.
That's a little terrifying to think of how you're going to find things in that size building.
Really?
No.
No.
But it looked darn close.
Darn close, like it wasn't as big?
I guess I'll have to see it to believe it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we've got more dates for.
Already, she's just like, more dates?
We do?
I mean, I'm pretty sure you wanted to go on more than one date.
Well,
Oh, the awkward little new couple being like, I would like to.
I mean, yeah. If you want, I kind of planned some more we could go on if this one goes well. I hope that's okay.
That's excellent. That's great. You're already putting the steps forward and committing to a romantic bond with each other.
Of course it is. I'm just a little surprised, that's all.
I just mean the country boy is so surprised when the belle of the ball wants to go on more dates.
In a good way or a bad way?
The good way. The happy kind of surprise.
Definitely in a good way. When I'm with you, pleasant surprises are always a given.
Aww.
We do have to get through this date before we can experience the others, though.
Oh, we could just have a around the world dates. Which now I think, like, is there a possibility of having like one date where you experiences like the around the world in 50 days? Yeah, I'm totally gonna pause the game a moment because I'm curious about that. Date idea. Around the world in 50 days. Why is it in all caps? Good gosh. Okay, there's 50-day ideas. 3 ideas. Stay at home. No, I want a date that talks about around the world in 50 days. Come on, there's got to be something that explains the idea that's in my brain. Cute ideas, stay at home. International drawings. No, they don't. How can I explain it? Around the world. Around the world. Or is it supposed to be 80 days around the world? Wait, is it 80 days and not 50? I guess I'm just cutting out 30 days. Around the world in 80 days. Victorian era Englishman Phyllis Fogg proclaims before his fellow members of the London Gentlemen's Club that he can circumnavigate the globe in a mere 80 days, further boasting that he will net the princely sum of 20,000 pounds, which obviously then was astronomical. Anyways, let's do this. Around the world in 80 days. And date idea. Come on. Google. I see a party. Around the world in 80 days. Okay, that might be what I'm looking for. See Amazon. Everett. Ooh, is there events? Clicky clicky things. Ooh, 101 to fall deeper in love. Okay, anyways, let's click on everything that I want to click on. Local bookstore, wander museum, explore neighborhood. That is not what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, actually that would be matinee, coffee. Great way to start the day, potentially. Scoot that to another part of the brain. Anyways, on to the next tab. Love freebies, get the fuck out of my way, cookies. Dream vacation at home, that sounds cute. Get away, okay. Ooh, this page is really heavily on stereotypes. Let's move away from that. Yay. Oh, Pinterest may get it. Hot air balloon decor. Giant shrimp. A whole lot of air balloons. Like pretty much that's the centerpiece for the movie and the book. Obviously dressing up like a gentleman with a top hat. Nah, not what I'm looking for. Not it. 80 dates. The desert. Why the heck did someone go to the desert? Apparently they got sick there too. Loves meat. Apparently someone was a vegetarian, which spells disaster. Yay. Wait, 80 men? What? I am like quickly reading through this, so this does not explain me. Anyways, we're just not gonna continue reading that. A theme. Ooh, he does have this cool ticket though. That's actually a cool idea. Leave it for another time. Ooh, make a full balloon display. Has nothing to do with what actually my question was. Skip over to the next page. Happily ever after adventures. Get the spark, more dopamine, new relationships, adventure, go to an amusement park. Okay, this is random. Kiss in front of every blue building within a 30-mile radius of your house. That would be quite a bit. Okay, leave that and continue with the story. Oopsie. I got sidetracked too.
Let's see. We've got a couple of options. There's plenty to see. Since it's your first time here, why don't you pick what we do first?
To a choice. Take the initiative. And even we get to see more of the outfit, which very girly, very chic, very classy, and us very covered and bundled up. But practical. Let's go take the initiative.
Do you know any good places to eat around here?
Might as well take the food issues out the way.
Boy, do I! There's probably 500,000 food joints in this corner of the city alone.
Okay. Do we get to pick, or is it just gonna be a random thing?
There's one that's pretty special to me, though. An old greasy spoon cafe.
I'm assuming that supposed to mean a diner?
My family and I used to go there on weekends to get breakfast. They make the best pancakes you've ever seen in your entire life.
Ooh, do we get midnight pancakes?
Oh, really? I've got to warn you, my mom makes damn good pancakes at home, so your diner has some stiff competition.
I mean, it could, maybe sprinkle a little bit more sweetener in there. Something.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, she feels pretty confident in this place.
The place is isn't that far from here. Only a few doors down. $20 says the food is just as good as what you have at home, if not better.
Ooh, $20. Okay.
You've got yourself a deal.
As we wander those few doors down, Mira's face alters. She seems to grow more and more despondent the closer we get to the diner.
Hey, are you okay?
I mean, from what I'm seeing, this place is abandoned.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Just...
I think the lights aren't on.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look like it's open still.
They could just be closed. Did we accidentally drop in on a holiday or something?
Well, that is one of the cruel realities of a small grease spoon in a city. If you can't make the rent, or if they're not seeing business, they can just disappear overnight.
No, I checked my calendar beforehand. They're usually open at this time.
Now, did you check if they were still operating? Mira hesitantly approaches the front door, peering past the remaining shutters as best as she can.
Half the furniture is moved out.
Yeah, the place is not in operation.
Maybe they're just renovating?
But wouldn't they put a sign out for that?
No. They've definitely shut down.
Especially to want to share a fond memory with someone with something that you grew up with, and then realizing this kind of place is closed, that would feel really disheartening.
Permanently?
I mean, if the furniture's gone, that means either they took it or they had to split the cost of leaving. She looks between me and the storefront for a moment before nodding sadly. Unexpectedly, she stays quiet for a time. I feel obligated to try and fill the dead air, but I'm short of comforting words to offer.
I'm so sorry, Mira.
Especially it was a date, you wanted everything to work perfectly fine.
You don't have anything to say sorry for. I just wasn't expecting it to be closed down so soon after we moved away.
And I'm assuming it's only been less than a year since you've moved based on the timeline, so that's a pretty quick turnover.
I'd sort of taken comfort in the idea that the diner would always be here, you know?
Change happens.
I guess it's naive to think anything like that lasts forever. There were just so many good thoughts that I associated with this place. The fact that it's gone feels like some kind of cruel rug pull.
That's understandable, I suppose. But think of it this way.
Okay, think of a positive way to turn it.
You had years and years of great memories with the diner, right? Just because it's not here anymore doesn't mean all of those good times will disappear.
Right. You can look at it in that way.
Your family bonded here. You gotta have fun conversations, eat good food, and start your days off with smiles on your faces.
Aw. You're really trying to be... It sounds like you have a good set of words to comfort with.
As cliche as it sounds, I guess what I mean is that since you can't change the fact that it's gone, focusing on the fact that it was here to begin with might help with the grief.
Yeah, because the whole fact of the matter is you could have never even had those good memories. We had an opportunity to even experience it. It's a bittersweet where you can reminisce, but there's no next chapter. It's finished.
I guess that does make sense.
And it's gonna take a moment to swallow that medicine down.
And hey, That means we can make new memories. Next time we go out together, I could show you some food spots that are closer to where you live. My treat.
Fair. So, how is this going to affect our date? Because now we've put it in a sad mood.
If you like them enough, you could even bring your family.
Good point.
That'd be really nice, Ollie. Thank you.
Oh. While she begins to step away from the barren door, something stuck to it, catches her eye.
Oh? What's this?
She leans in closer, inspecting the object before gesturing Mingy to do the same.
Hey, take a look at this real quick. It's some kind of poster.
Whatever could it be?
Is it for the diner?
Mira scans the contents of the poster and looks a little disappointed.
No, some kind of medical thing, I think. There's a lot of words I can't pronounce.
Interesting. Why are we getting medical things? Did we run into like a medical procedure we shouldn't have tried? I adjust my glasses and carefully review the text printed on the parchment. Before I even begin to read this, I could just take that full sentence in and be like, you're really putting something on the nose here. RT-323 is sponsoring a multi-center first-in-human FIH dose escalation trial to determine the safety, tolerability, and the pharmacology of an experimental medication in adult patients with severe, relapsed, refractory, degenerative memory loss. What have we seen so far? Suddenly, giant gaps in memory. Memories that seem fused together and relapsed, or potentially creating alternate realities and memory loss. And it's experimental medication. If you're eligible to join the study and choose to participate, all study-related treatment, costs, and medical testing will be provided at no charge. Compensation for your time and travel expenses may also be provided.
Degenerative memory loss? I think that's what this is all about. A clinical trial for cures for degenerative memory loss.
That's not a whole lot to go off of. Does it say anything else?
But that is a whole lot to go off of. It's literally a pamphlet promoting a study that they want to do experimental drug trials for both a placebo user and someone who has these kind of memory losses to see if they can revert it with a drug.
I don't think so. It just has a list of sponsors for the experiment.
Are these sponsors important?
Seems pretty vague. Let me look it up and see what I can find.
Okay.
Huh. There's just super muddled results about all sorts of diseases. It could be anything.
Well, memory loss, degenerative memory loss, relapse, refractory memories, it happens for multiple different reasons besides just physical trauma. You could have mental breaks, PTSD, Alzheimer's, dementia, any kind of brain injury, parasites, just anything that starts to mess with how your brain functions.
Well, hopefully we'll never have to find out.
It seems we're going to find out later.
Yeah, hopefully.
An awkward silence falls between us as the mood turns a bit somber.
Since this place is closed...
And we all kinda hungry?
Oh, right. Since this place is closed, do you want to do something else? Maybe sightsee, just walk and talk some more?
That would be great, actually. You're a mind reader. I was just about to suggest that.
I mean, it's a logical thing to change to.
I think you were about to suggest it, but I interrupted you. My bad.
Eh.
You've got to let me know to stop doing that.
Every time you interrupt me, I'll ask you to put $1 in the interruption jar. How about that? That way, you'll have an incentive to...
That sounds perfect.
Oh.
Wait.
You know the rules, Mira. Come on.
She's gonna be broke.
Fine. Only 'cause it's for the betterment of our dynamic.
Oh, look at that. It's just the first day and they're already cooperating. Merely jokingly rolls her eyes. She takes a single dollar bill and hands it over as we depart from the abandoned storefront. Our little adventure leads us back to where we started. The expanse of the mall greets us once again, this time with the benefit of slight familiarity.
So, what should we do next?
Go inside the mall, maybe? Go just hang out? Why do we keep asking each other?
I'm content to just hang out. But I do sort of want to take a look at a certain store real quick, if that's alright with you.
What could it be? Maybe an art store.
Oh, of course. I don't mind.
Take us to this mysterious art store. I'm pretty sure it's an art store. I'm just gonna assume it's that.
Do you want me to come with, or...?
Well, I mean, you're both on the date.
Obviously. Come on.
Mira urges me onwards. The store she wants to look at seems only to be a hop, skipping away. Just a few doors down yet again. Oh, the store that we entered into in the other reality. We finally get there. Mira beams with pride.
Ta-da!
A fashion store? She gestures broadly, as if unrevealing a grand invention.
Without further ado, my favorite place ever, the Nemesis Boutique.
Nemesis Boutique. Oh, is it literally spelled out that way with the dashes? Mira, who's calling you out? Mira reveal is a cut short as a suited figure leans out the boutique doors, raises an eyebrow, and looks over with a critical air about her.
If you're going to advertise my business for me, at least do it right. This isn't the Nemesis Boutique. It's just Nemesis.
So you don't want people to assume it's like a boutique?
Nemesis. Can you pronounce that?
Nemosin. So I guess we weren't adding the properly.
Ahem. Without further ado, my favorite place ever. Now, Mazine?
Much better.
Okay, at least she's like, hey, just promote the store correctly.
Now, are you going to come in and buy something, or are you content to just scare away my business?
Oh, sorry. We were just passing by.
No, you were staring. Window shopping is a pauper's pastime, you know. Have you even noticed that you're blocking the line?
Oh. Alright, both look around in unison. Oh, is there no one there?
There is no line.
There would be if you didn't stand in the way. Go on, be off with you.
Final remark, the owner of the store disappears from view.
She really doesn't seem too pleasant. How do you even know her?
I'm tempted to say Mira seems way out of the league or something like that, but I keep the observation to myself.
Oh, well, she's kind of my boss? In a way, I mean. I took an internship with her for a bit before moving.
Oh.
Were there no other nicer options?
I mean, there definitely were. But I wanted to get my foot in the door of the fashion world.
Oh, do you want to create fabric and art? I mean, you draw a lot, but the question is, did the internship give you an idea of realistic proportions and how fabrics move?
I looked up to her. I still sort of do. Her summer collections sell like hotcakes. The elite love them.
Hey? Who are the elite, though, in this place?
Her spring and winter collections, though, they kind of struggle to get off the shelves. I assume that's why she's so grumpy.
So, why exactly do the summer ones do better than her spring and winter? Does she maybe push too much of the idea of summer out all the time, or it doesn't have the flair that's necessary?
I can see why people wouldn't want to shop here. Her mood is a bit off-putting, to say the least.
For fashion itself, most people are very forgiving on that.
Oh, they don't mind her mood. It's probably just the clothes. They're kind of what I think you'd call an acquired taste.
Well, maybe a bit eclectic, but someone will appreciate.
Here, check this out.
She holds her phone screen up to me, tilting so what the contents are visible from my angle. She scrolls and pulls out what can only be described as...
Is that a bunch of bananas?
Is that supposed to be a jacket?
Right? Or an upside-down umbrella.
Eh?
It looks like someone decided to wear a tent.
Well, there's places that could be fashionable, like glamping, that would want that. Mira laughs loudly as my comparison before composing herself again.
And you can buy a tent for $20.
Well, pretty much if you go to an actual legit camping store, sure, you can find one like that. For all the spaces and compartments and everything, you might have to pitch out like $50 or $60.
Just try and guess how much this thing costs.
$200. $2,000. I mean, that's the biggest number. How will we be a little reasonable with 100?
Close.
Oh, we're close, so it was my 200 more on the mark?
3.5 million.
Okay. How is the store in business?
What?
Yep.
But unable to bear looking upon the monstrosity any longer, Mira shuts her phone and puts it back in her pocket.
I don't like being mean, but nothing about it is appealing. Fashion should be comfortable and affordable, but this?
Some people want to pay for the price tag.
It's not even close to being either.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Awfully impractical, too.
Ugh, that's another thing that riles me up about it. Where are you even supposed to wear stuff like that?
If you have events.
Winter and spring fashion needs to be practical. People dress up in winter to protect themselves against the cold.
Boy, do they. The winter is a tough time for me. I'm not fond of the chill at all. I've gone tobogganing only once in my life, and it was so bitterly cold that I thought I'd freeze to death without at least 3 layers on.
Which the memories, the fragments did show us a time a tobogganing event occurred. So, maybe that's one thing we can trust in the reality.
Just imagine if you had the perfect coat. Only one extra layer is necessary, and you'd be free to enjoy the snow as you please. And spring? Spring is a time of new beginnings. People clean, cook, work, and garden in the springtime. That stuff is super hard. People deserve to be in good quality clothes while they try to make the world a better place.
Fair point.
Like I said,
Waves and smiles at the boutique window in case we're still being watched.
I do look up to her. But there are things I know I can help her improve on.
Okay, but it's a matter of is she going to budge on her design? Because if she took the time and effort to make these clothes, you're gonna have to really present a sound argument against someone who's really put their livelihood on display.
That's why we worked so closely together. And that's why I'm still working on some designs, even though I live so far from this place.
You still work on designs?
Oh, Ollie, why do you think I carry my sketchbook around everywhere?
I thought you were just an artiste. Mira holds up her hands in front of her, closing one eye and framing her face like an expert photographer.
Inspiration could strike from any direction. Visual stimulus comes at me left, right, and center. I gotta be ready for it.
She shifts her finger frame towards me, winking at me through the gap.
Wow. I guess you really meant it when you called me your muse.
I sure did. I can't even believe you still remember that.
Oh, has that really been a while since you said that? My face reddened slightly as I tried to explain myself.
I try to remember a lot of what you say. The smallest compliments you give mean the world to me. You know, every moment matters.
Oh, Ollie.
I'm not that used to hearing all this stuff either, so the feelings are amplified.
Sweet, sweet shy boy.
I guess I've just gotta say it even more. Eventually, you'll get used to it.
Do you want him to get used to it, or rather you would like him to maybe just be more forward with how he feels?
Maybe. But it'll never be any less significant.
Oh.
Oh, Mira,
What?
I wanted to ask. Can I,
Hold your hand, perhaps? Or look at her sketchbook.
can I see one of your drawings? One of the fashion ones, I mean.
Oh. Is this gonna be a good memory?
Oh, absolutely. I'll give you a sneak peek at one of my exclusive works. I've never shown anyone this.
Behind famous backstage passes to the imagination, the creativity.
It's part of a spring collection that I want to pitch someday.
Hey?
Oh my! Gosh, if I wore dresses, I think that would be my first pick.
Well, Ollie being very encouraging. Good for you.
When I make it big, you can be the first person to try it on.
No, we're cracking. Oh, so we're at the end of whatever that happens. Okay. And now I'm getting scared. Did something bad happen in that first date and now we're reliving this memory? Because for us to get to the first date and we did not finish the date before it cracked into the other reality. I am terrified. I am terrified. I am not ready for this, please. But I know this is for psychological thrillers. Maybe it has a good ending, maybe not. I've got to just suck it up, okay? Be brave. I can sense the end is near. Memories drift in and out of my mind like clouds, in and out of view of a windy day. I try to hold on to them in hopes I can understand why my dreams bring me here. The mirror holds the truth. I must see into it. Only 3 pieces remain, so is this gonna be challenging or nah? Oh my god. Oh, that's trippy as balls. Oh, that's the only place I can go, okay? Can't go in there. Go this way. Hi. Why is there a baby carriage? Poppy's in a baby carriage. Who the fuck is this Poppy thing? Seriously, okay. I'm left with confusion. If I thought about this longer, maybe I'll figure out. But honestly, I like being in this confusion till the very end. And that music again. The meaning escapes me, but the situation feels appropriate. Okay, guess to Trippy Dippy Land. God, why is it so creepy here? So a bike. Can't do anything here. Ooh, this is such trippy things to my eyes. Guess over here, into the cornfields. Tobogganing. Okay, so we can't do anything there. I can't do anything with this darkness. Oh, hello. We're in the cornfield. You were not here before. So I guess we're just gonna keep going back and forth. Oh no, I need to go over here. So why do we keep seeing children stuff? Like, did we have a child together with Mira or something? A jungle gym. And again, I feel like I built this. Alright, now we can go back over on the other side. I see a piece over there. Into the trippy dippiness. Huh? Huh. Oh, I need to go from the other side. Mira. And she looks very different. Well, I mean from her sporty summer outfit. Don't remember her dyeing her hair though. Unless of course this is not Mira and someone else. A Poppy. This is my desk, and that you have a business office. And that weird blobby thing was on the computer screen if you didn't see. Mira's calling us. And the blobby thing's on the screen. Well, we're gonna get some answers. Which we need to go into here, and that flower was not there before. Wait, where's the mirror? The baby thing's here again. Wait, which way do I need to go? This is an entire... Oh my god! There's something. Is it behind me? Okay, it's there. Gotta go. Bye. Where's this mirror? an entire house. We built her life up. Hey, where's this fucking mirror? Here we are. Use the mirror and see the truth. We built a life in something. Oh. Oh, did we get dementia? That was the whole story, us with our life, and now it was unraveling. Oh, God. That hurts even more than thinking we were having a horror, but literally our bodies collapsing on itself. Ah. I don't wake up this time I look in the mirror. Instead of the distressing world around me fades away, replaced by the soft light of morning and the gentle sounds of birds. But the mirror itself remains, and I continue to stand before it, caught in the eyes of the man within the reflection. They are fearful and haunted. He reaches up to touch his wrinkled and weathered face, just as I move to do the same. Slowly I understand. Slowly I remember. Our first date.
Silly, you have to sit still.
Mira, people are watching me.
It's because you're hot stuff, Ollie.
Oh,
Now, sit still, or I won't get that beautiful blush right. I want to make this perfect. How else will I remember who I went on a date with? Joking. I'm joking, Ollie. Ooh, I might have to start over to capture that excellent look on your face.
our first kiss.
Wait. Oh,
Oh, sorry.
Did they bump into each other?
no, it's me. I panicked.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You first.
I totally spooked myself and turned my face. Sorry. But cheek kisses don't count, right? Even if they're nice? If you're okay with it, maybe we do take two? I think I would really like that if you're, down.
Down, if you're down for it.
I'd really like that too.
Our first child.
She just fell asleep.
Thanks for putting her to bed.
Well, thank you for handling playtime. I'm glad she's got so much energy, but I'm equally glad we take shifts.
We really killed it making that kid, huh? Keeps us on our toes.
Keeps us on our toes, our child.
I would never ask for anything else.
How could I have forgotten all this? Forgotten Mira, forgotten my own daughter.
I'm sorry, Mira.
No. I won't accept any apologies. You had no control over this happening. What's important is that we got it diagnosed, and we're making a plan to get through it.
I remember the diagnosis. RNH. A disease with reputation for finality. Few laters have passed since that day. I tried to make peace with it as Mira wanted me to, but I forget, and I lose myself so many times that... Does it even matter if I accepted it once? I look into the eyes of the gray-haired man. They are familiar at last. His confusion is my confusion. His regrets are mine too. The man in the mirror, old and bent, is me. And standing beside him, beside me, Mira. Her hair now pearly white. Mira fixes my collar with practical care. The gossamer strands of her hair glow in the soft sunlight streaming in from the window, like they did all those years ago, when I first saw her beside the road. She sees me watching her in the mirror and smiles. I smile back on instinct as if I'd done that many times before. But I know now that I'm seeing her at last. I feel like I've not done that for some time. She looks so tired. Subtle lines between her eyebrows, frown lines I'm probably the cause of. My vision blurs as I tear up.
Mira, I'm so sorry. I know you don't like to hear it, but this isn't fair to you.
She must sense the clarity of my words, because her smile brightens ever so slightly. Mira gently cups my face, wiping away any stray tears.
Ollie, I'm just happy that we can have days like today. A beautiful spring day.
I wish I could give you that every day.
Do you remember when you proposed to me?
I mean, apparently he did. Do we get to see a flashback?
Yes. The whales.
Mira laughed, her whole face lighting up with mirth.
You thought you were being so romantic by proposing during a whale watching trip.
I mean, it's definitely not what you would anticipate, keeping you on your toes.
The whales were not impressed.
But I was. You threw that ring right into the ocean just to grab me to safety when that whale breached too close to the boat. I thought I was in a romance novel.
But the ring, though. I mean, it's possible it could have returned.
I felt so awful after. Didn't we try to go scuba diving the next day just to see if we could find it again? Everyone said the ocean was just too big, though.
As the intended recipient of the ring, I think it was a small price to pay to see someone yell at the largest animals on the planet on my behalf. Now that was romantic.
I mean, something you definitely will keep for a lifetime.
Who else would fight a whale for me? It couldn't have been more perfect.
Hey, she still enjoys it.
Things don't always go our way, but we do what we can to make every moment count. You told me once that we should focus on the good times rather than what is lost. All the other days are a small price to pay to have these moments where you're fighting for me again.
You remember that?
You've always been worth remembering, Ollie. Who else would defy time and fate and biology for me? I would not trade a single day we've had together for anything.
I look into her eyes, unchanged in their honesty and kindness after all the years. I take Mira's hand in mine as I rest my forehead against hers, feeling a sense of ease.
What did I do to deserve you?
You are my paper-catching hero. My plant-loving, fish-fearing, always supportive, whale-fighting muse. How could a girl resist?
We laugh together at that. The last specters of my nightmare are banished, and we revel in this joy, if only for a day, only for a moment. One final moment of clarity. Team Pastel Night, you made a fantastic game. Oh, look at that. Oh, we get to see like little flashbacks of what they look like potentially. That'd be cute. Or like little art. Are these the different, like their little character art? I love it. My gosh, you had like CG art, 3D modeling, logo, lighting. Well, let's see about the fragments. Desk photo. Poppy made the university dean list, something neither Mira nor I ever achieved. I suppose I was too busy snoozing in class, and Mira, her strengths weren't academic strictly. I smile as I look upon the framed photo of Poppy I keep at my work desk, being a little bittersweet. The frame used to hold her baby photos, and her picture day mishaps, her graduation prints, and now, here are smiling Poppy off to college, doing great things, so far from home. You're not tearing it down, are you? I turned to see Poppy watching my actions nervously. I survey the weather-beaten jungle gym before me, which has become home to some mourning doves. No, I'm not. Poppy's face colors, and when she responds, with a grotesque tone that's all embarrassed teenager take. God, that would have sucked. A lot of good memories on that old jungle gym, huh? She nods slowly, and I grin at her. Think you can still beat your old man to the top? Hands were so small. Whether she's crying or smiling, those tiny hands reach for me. Who am I to deny this tiny stranger the comfort of my own earth-warm palms? It is truth that Poppy is like a stranger to me, a house guest I had invited but forgot to expect. Her face is unfamiliar in my life. Her charm is merely that of any other child. And yet, our hands meet big and small. Poppy carves a space for herself in my heart that no other person in the world could occupy. Oh. The whale is just a bump peering out of the water, but even that in itself is massive. As our guide excitedly rattles off of whale facts, I watch the enormous creature slide gracefully back under the waves. There's a collective sense of disappointment. What's that is? In an instant, that doubt is punished. Everyone who turned their back to the wave misses the moment when the whale flies out the water, flips in midair, defying gravity and logic. And gravity reassesses its dominance. The wheel re-enters the water in a spray of white, swelling waves, and mirror! Helping hand. The light makes everything in the store look good and expensive. Perhaps that was used to trick wealthy clientele in the past, but Mira's work is worth the price, even without the fancy lights. I can hear her chattering from the back room as she and her assistants discuss the upcoming fashion show. I'm only ever offering support by keeping an eye on the register, but even from there, their excitement is infectious. I can't wait for people to see her talent. And our final entry. In all my years living here, I've only been to Echo Lake twice. But there's something poetic about our visit now. Taking a rest from the bustle of the city. Well, more of a rest for the soul, at least. We certainly aren't sleeping in. The sun is even out and Mira and I row out to the middle of the lake. fishing gear at the ready. She's a glint in her eye and a challenge on her tongue. First one to catch a fish gets control of the ox cord on the drive back home. That's funny, fishing for the ox. Quite literally. Okay. Fragments. The CG gallery. Surprise, there was only 5 images, but they all impacted the story. Impressive, amazing. I love that. That was such a good game. I mean, it had me going. I really was wondering if there was a dark, I mean, it still is dark, but dark in the sense of paranormal. Because once they brought up that drug talk, I was like, are we... Anyways. It was a good story. It was really good storytelling that draw out this mystery and understanding that the mind is a confusing tumble of memories that are crashing and controlling and reverting and overriding each other. Anyways, great game. Had an awesome time playing that. And we're gonna find more little one-shot indie, maybe early development games. There's a lot of ideas out there. That was the game for today. I have water to drink. Bye-bye.